An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Welcome back everyone. Well, we are right in the middle of apple season. And even if it's not when you're watching this video, I'm sure there will be apple at the store. This recipe is called French apple cake. I don't know why you guys love to put French before any type of food, but whatever. It's super simple and super delicious. So I think we should do it because it takes also no time. So another quick and easy recipe. Two things remain to be done. For us to get cooking and for you as always to subscribe. Let's go. Alright, so first we're gonna start grabbing a mixing bowl and we're gonna mix all the dry ingredients, starting with the flour. Then we're gonna be adding some salt, and finally I'm gonna add a bit of baking powder. Once these three ingredients are reunited, we are going to just whisk them slightly, just so they are all well mixed. Next, I'm gonna grab my mixer, and in that mixer I'm going to add the sugar and the cream. We are going to cream the butter and the sugar together. So it's gonna take about 4 to 5 minutes, so it's better if you actually temper your butter. It'll be a lot faster. Don't forget to scrape down here and there to make sure it's all good. Next, we are going to grab our springform mold. It's a 9-inch one, and I'm gonna grab some butter and then make sure the butter is everywhere on the bottom as well as on the sides. Obviously, to make an apple cake, you need some apple. So I'm gonna take some Granny Smith, but you could also use something like Onion Crisp, for example. And you're going to peel them. So I'm going to show you how. What I do is I start from the top and I go to the side. It works really well. I mean, been doing this for a while and this is probably the best technique. Anyway, back to the apple. I will just take the core out and then we're gonna just cut them in a quarter again and then cut them into small pieces. It doesn't really matter how big or small the pieces, but just make sure they are consistent. That is very key. Once we're done with the apple, we're gonna go back into the mix and we'll then add the eggs. One at a time. You wanna make sure it's fully mixed before you add the next egg. You can also increase the speed so it makes a bit easier. Once we're done with the eggs and they're fully mixed, we are going to add the vanilla as well as the alcohol. For this recipe, I'm using a gold rum. You could use a dark rum or another alcohol of your choice. Then we're gonna mix all that together and then we're gonna switch from the whisk to the spatula to make it nice and smooth. I will then add my apple that we chopped up earlier and we're gonna fold everything together. You don't have to worry too much about it collapsing. It's not like egg whites. This will fold perfectly and stay just like that. We're gonna grab a springform pan and we're gonna take that beautiful batter and we're gonna put it into our mold. And the one thing we want to do is make sure it's nice and even. So you want to make sure it's flat all over and try to make it as smooth as possible. Once we're done with the smoothing, we're going to grab some caster sugar, about a tablespoon or two, and we're going to sprinkle it over top of the cake. It's going to add some extra crispy layer once we're cooking it. Speaking of cooking, that's what we have to do next. I'm going to place the pan in a 350 degrees oven and we'll cook it for 40 minutes or golden brown or knife comes out clean. 40 minutes later. Well, look at this gorgeous cake. It was so easy to do and it's absolutely perfect after 40 minutes. So I am now going to let it cool down. And after about 10 minutes, I'm going to release the spring so we can let it cool down even further for another probably 15 to 20 minutes. And then I cannot wait anymore. So I'm going to go and then add my powdered sugar. So we're going to coat the top layer with as much icing sugar as we can put on the cake. And, you know, if you don't like icing sugar, you don't have to do that step. I think it makes the cake look beautiful and it really adds a little sweet touch. The next step, we are going to take a slice and then we're going to plate it because you know what time it is. Well, look at that. It's so beautiful. It is time for me to eat some cake. And here we have it. I hope you enjoyed this very fall winter recipe with some delicious apple. Such an easy cake to make and it takes barely no time. If you enjoyed this recipe, please like, comment and subscribe. As always, the recipe will be in the description below. You know what's coming next, so if you allow me, I'm going to try this and I will catch you on the next episode.